afternoon, everyone. Oh, excuse me. Welcome to my Wednesday afternoon Facebook Live. And as I mentioned in the header to this video, I am... I've been so good about this for so long. Hang on. Sorry, everybody. It took me forever to get that volume turned down. Anyway, let's get back to it. Welcome to my Wednesday afternoon live. My name is Sheila Keith. I'm an independent Stampin Up demonstrator in Parkland County, Alberta. As I mentioned in the header to this video, I am going to do a little bit of creating today, and probably the first of a few, with the new Sea and Sand suite from the January to June mini catalog. So I have a really elegant might work, but very pretty card. I saw somebody else playing with this technique yesterday, and I'm sorry I did not get her name, but I went and did a little bit of other experimenting. She got me started. So I just want to share with you what I came up with, and you can decide for yourself which one you like the best. Anyway, let's turn this camera down and let's get creating. There, that's not terrible. Almost straight. Let me see, what does it look like to you? That's not too bad. Okay, so the bundle that is included in the suite is the Friends Are Like Seashells stamp set and the Seaside Shells dies. We are not actually using the dies today, but I did want to show it to you because this is quite incredible. Probably use these maybe on Friday. There is one large die, like that's huge, and it cuts out these larger shell images, and these shell images have these one and this one for sure, and this one have a die that will allow you to sort of add color. We're not doing any of that today. Our stuff is pretty simple. We have a sand dollar, this is the little shell, a starfish, and some greenery as well. I just wanted to share that with you. Let me put it aside. These images for the stamp set are quite a bit smaller than the actual stamp sets because there are actually 2 sheets of stamps in this set. So for example, this is this one here, so quite a bit smaller. I'm not sure what the percentage is, and then there's some great greetings that go along with it as well. So what we are going to do is, I've been playing with Shimmer Paint. I love Shimmer Paint. And I did this one here, which is Misty Moonlight in Silver, and this is embossed. I don't know how well you can see that, but that is the embossing folder that is also part of the suite. It is a 3D embossing folder, lots of detail. We are using this today, and I added color to it. I have been experimenting around with it. This one I added Shimmer Paint, and the one that I used on this card was Frost White, and I added it using, yes, the new blender brushes. And I experimented. So this is full strength Shimmer Paint. This is actually Shimmer Paint watered down with alcohol, and actually comes out more concentrated, and I think part of that is when you add the alcohol to it, it dries really fast, so you end up adding more. So I don't think that I would water it down with alcohol because it ends up not even going quite as far. The card that we're going to make today looks a little bit like this one. The style is exactly the same, but I used the Champagne Mist Shimmer Paint on this one, where this one has sort of a dull, maybe just tarnished silver look to it. This has almost a, and I don't know if you can see that or not, it has almost a copper glimmer to it. And then I've used some copper foil cardstock, and the ribbon is the Blushing Bride shimmer ribbon from the Love You Forever suite, I believe it's called. It's one of the first ones in the new catalog. So this is one here is also applied using a blending brush, and then I tried it using just spritzing, which is also very lovely, but I don't know if I can get it so you can see that you end up sometimes with spray that isn't perfectly even. So I'm going with the blending brush method. So let's just put these out of the way and let's get started. So to start off, we need, so this one is a 3 7/8, so a little smaller, 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. This is Misty Moonlight. And you need some Champagne Mist shimmer paint and some kind of dish to put it in. So I have an old embellishment, and I have some paint in there, and I'm thinking, yeah, it's pretty gooey. Just give me a sec here. I didn't know by closing, whether I closed the lid, whether it would keep it good enough, but let's not take a chance and not be happy. So you want to shake it up really good. This is quite liquidy. I also noticed that when I was doing this today that my frost white was a little thicker, and I'm not sure if that's just because it's older and had been opened. This was a brand new bottle that I opened of this today. And I've cleaned this, and there doesn't appear to be any residue, so I think you can reuse them as long as you clean them well. So then you just want to get some paint, because it's a paint, on your blending brush, and just start adding. And you want to work fairly quickly. And the reason that I have the lid here is so that I don't get any finger marks. If you have oil on your hands from hand lotion or anything, for sure it's going to leave a mark. Spread it around, get it as even. There, I think that's pretty good. So I'm just going to set that off to the side. I'll set that off to the side and let it dry. I've got a bit of a mess here. So while we're waiting for that to dry, you may have noticed, I don't know if you did for sure, but there is a copper foil mat for our greeting, and there's a copper foil on the card. So to save cardstock, what I will do is cut it out of the middle of this one. It's going to go behind because nobody's going to see it anyway. So let's do that, like I said, while we're waiting on our feature layer to dry. So you, oops, platform would help, Sheila. So you have a platform, your die adapter, a plate, your copper cardstock, your die. So these are from a Layering Ovals. And then your top one. And I always try and keep one that's not too marked up, because it will actually put those marks on your copper, on not just copper, but any of the foil papers. And let's stamp our greetings. So I use the greetings from the stamp set. I'm making this a birthday card. And I've got Misty Moonlight ink and the stamp set that says happy birthday to a very beautiful friend. I'll just stamp that on a scrap. Move that out of the way, we'll need it in a minute. Bring our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine back in. And we'll cut with the smaller smooth layering oval. And we'll attach that, and then while it's drying, we're going to do the next step with our painted layer. So I still like to use my multi-purpose liquid glue when adhering foil cardstock. I just find it holds better. Okay, so let's bring this back in, and we're going to need the base. We're going to need this, our embossing folder. So we're going to actually emboss this now that we've added that shimmer paint to it. So pretty. And of course, this is a 3D embossing folder. So with the new cut and die machine, you need number 4, your plate. If you have an old Big Shot and you were able to get the 3D plate, that would be the blue one. Or you may have had to add a shim in order to get the 3D folder to work for you. Okay, and I think we're done with this, so look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? I just love it. So now we're going to glue this on to our copper, and like I cut it at the middle, we saved some cardstock, and nobody's going to be any smarter. Just don't put any glue in the middle. I know that sounds obvious, but sometimes you just have to mention it. And this is completely dry. The only paint I've got on my hands is from when I was getting it ready there. Now I've also used a little bit of this Blushing Bride shimmer ribbon from Love You Forever Sweet, I think. I'm still not sure I got that right, but it's something like that. Forever and After. I don't know. Anyway, cut a length enough to just wrap around these 2 pieces. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back, down in the sort of bottom third. So I just wrap it around. Actually, this is a thicker and heavier ribbon. Let's just add a little adhesive there too, just so it stays where we want it. Well, dial thumbs today. And we'll bring in our 8.5 by 5.5 inch base that's scored at 4 1/4. And then we can attach this directly on here. And again, because it's foil, I'm going to use my multi-purpose glue. That's a me thing. I think that this new adhesive from Stampin' Up would hold quite fine. I think I am finally starting to get the hang of it. It's been a learning curve. And then we're just going to mat that right on there. Here's our greeting. I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. Your greeting. I want to get on either side of the ribbon, so I'll use a few extra. Let's put that a little off center because I am going to tie a bow. So I had to play with this a little bit because I wanted to keep the sparkle on the outside. So normally it would come through and you'd have the pink. So what I did is I twisted it as it came around, and then I got this sparkle on all my sides. Well, until it turns on you. It works fine until I go on camera. Just twist it a little bit. Your bow still looks pretty good. There we go. Trim the ends. So today is day 2 of the new January to June mini catalog and celebration. So celebration allows you a free item for every $60 worth of product that you purchase. Or in some cases, there are some little bit bigger items that you can get with a $120 purchase. If there is anything that you would want out of this amazing catalog, or better yet, if you don't have the catalog and would like the catalog, drop me a note and I will get one in the mail to you. Okay, so I'm just using a glue dot to hold my bow onto my project. And we just need to do the inside. So I have a 4" by 5 1/4 Whisper White, which Whisper White has been discontinued, but a replacement basic white is available as of yesterday. So there is still a good quality white cardstock available. Friends are like seashells. You collect them along the way. And then in the suite are these adorable stickers of seashells and starfishes, and I'm going to add one of these blue, and they're shimmery. I don't imagine you can see that on camera, but they are actually shimmery. I'll just stick that down on the corner there, put some adhesive on here, and again the trick is to bend it and also not to press too hard. And this is even at the end. I'm almost finished, which was often where I ran into trouble, but this little technique seems to be working quite well. And you can put one of those on the envelope. So there you have it. There's the original right there. There's what we made today. And here's the one that was done with frost white and silver. So very different look for sure. But oh, this is so shimmery, so pretty. And the copper comes out of this ribbon. It's just gorgeous. Anyway, that is what I have for you today. This will be posted up on my blog by tomorrow, along with a link to the video on YouTube, or it will live here on my Facebook page. As I said, if there's anything that you would like to order, please use the host code that's on the screen in front of you. Or if you want to drop me a note and we can place an order that way, that would be awesome. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back on Friday afternoon at 2, and I will have another project from this beautiful suite. Thanks. Have an amazing day. Bye.